7 o'clock. This is unacceptable. Ah. Oh my God. Mr. Doughboy. He's so cracked me up.
Free browser add-on. Anytime you check out on your computer, it will search the.
Oops. Sorry.
Crack me up. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Let me go to live chat.
Hey, Mr. Doughboy, how you doing?
Oh my
You been
God.
well?
Hey, distorted. I think I was first. Just didn't feel right to talk to myself. We missed you Sunday. Distorted. Kim had to chase himself. Ah. Oh my God, that was too funny, huh? Are you going to tell your story?
No.
Oh, you should.
Why? I'm embarrassed.
Why?
Because I'm a knob.
Well, don't tell that story. Tell the one with your FPV flying. You find people fighting, I yelled out, my money is on the one with the knife. They both ran away. Hey, Drum Fool. Hey, Michael Banny.
Hey, drone pool. What the heck is that supposed to mean?
Oh my God, I would be too Kim. Yeah, no, don't tell the story, this morning's story. Tell the one where you flew, honey. That's the one.
Why would I want to tell anybody there that I crashed?
Hey, Carpenter.
I
How you
almost died in
doing?
the tundra.
Nava Squad, what you up to tonight? I completely spaced Sunday till 11 a.m. I was like, I missed Velocidrone. Oh my God, we had so much fun. Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. What kind of girlfriend am I? I don't understand. Oh my God, y'all
Carpenter.
crashed.
That's it. You
Oh
guys
my
are
God.
killing me.
My apologies to the waffle waitress at the Waffle House this morning.
I could have died out there.
Oh my God, Nabiscott. No, we don't. We don't have. Oh. So come on in anyway.
Oh my God, man. Did you know I stand 5'10" and the snow was all the way up to the handles of my crutches? I think I told you that already, huh?
You told me, but you need to tell them what happened.
It took me like 35 minutes to get to the flipping quad. Oh my God, man, there was 4 feet of snow. I should have, like you said, just built an igloo and waited for rescue.
Yeah, he was having trouble. He was having trouble. Okay, I see how this works. Hold on.
Hey, Jeff. Nava Squads, Corey Mano.
Nava Squads. Nava Squads. What have you been up to lately, Lawrence?
Oh, distorted. Oh man. My you know, I lifted off at 16.9 volts. And by the time I got to the destination there, she dropped down to 13.1 or 13.9. And then I lost power. And she ditched. And if it wasn't for that flipping beeping, I would never have found it.
I'm so confused by
Yeah.
what's going on. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find
See the
it.
voltage just go patow, just straight to the bottom. Man.
Ah, there it is.
Well, it was this battery. My 4S, this battery. No, it wasn't that cold. And it also, my charger says it was fully charged.
I don't
When I
know.
looked it off, I had 16.9 volts. Yeah, I know what to do with that battery. Yeah, yeah. So far, I wrote bad on it because I wasn't sure if it was this one that was faulty or if it was another one. And plus, too, being an idiot, I wasn't checking the OSD to see that the voltage was dropping so flipping fast. I was too excited to fly.
Ah. Just the battery.
Damn.
Justify. Hey Ed, how you doing? Okay. Hey Jeff Freestyle, how you doing? We flew Dugga as well. I want to fly Dugga tonight. That was great. Lawrence has a Velocidrone and liftoff. TCM! Hey TCM. Hey AZ Drone Dude.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it outside. I'm going to cut the wire. I'm going to keep the wire and keep the balance lead. I'm going to cut them. And I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. I might put a bullet in it.
Novice, are you still here? Yes. Hey, Washington County News. Did you see the Whoa, what?
Yeah, my butt was soaking wet by the time I got back.
Okay. Did you find your quad cam? He did.
Yeah, this is it here.
Don't cut the wires all. Yeah, don't do that.
It was.
Let me see your quad. You didn't break anything.
No, nothing's broken. It landed in 4 feet of snow. But there's no conformal coating, so I was in a rush to try and get to it before it would burn up.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, sorry about not getting you that call back. I have been so busy. You know, my friend had surgery and I've been back and forth with her house and all the stuff that I do. And I am so sorry. It's kept slipping my mind, meant to do it. But I love you and I'm sorry. Looked like you were way out there when it went down.
I was way out. Man. In the meantime, here's my dog, Roxy. Hey, Dad, do you need help? Should I call 911? Your radio's making a beeping noise. Should I flick the switch? Are you okay? Why are you there? You're gonna die. Is anyone gonna be scratching my back? Can I have all your toys? Dad, hello, Dad. And I'm like, will you shut the hell up? For the
She was
love
having
of
a fit,
God, girl.
but she got nervous.
She was screaming her head off. I'm calling 911. Your transmitter's making this weird beeping noise. Should I flick on that switch and all this? And oh. In the meantime, I'm standing with snow up to here. I'm waiting for my first stroke. I had to turn around a few times. For the love of God, girl, will you shut the hell up? Dude, Roger's going to be home. Roger's only 3 feet tall and there's 4 feet of snow. He's going to die.
Kim, did you know on your Taranis, once it's powered on and USB plugged in, you can unplug the battery and it still works to save your battery? Red Dog!
I didn't know that.
I just told Kim because I got your message on Messenger, Corey. That is crazy.
Well, I wasn't pissed. I was more mad at myself for being a stupid idiot and not looking at the OSD in the goggles at my voltage and not seeing it go from 16.9 volts all the way down to 13.1 and like really quick. So in a way, it's my fault because I wasn't paying attention to the voltage. That way she was yelling and screaming. Should I call 911? Your radio's making noises and I'm going to flick the switch on it. Don't even touch it. Don't do it.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
But luckily I added that motor noise beep. So when you lose signal and all that your quad would go delete, delete, delete.
Welcome,
Or I
Mark.
would never found it.
Well, at least it was beeping. And so you did find it and nothing froze and fell off. So you're good in that way too. Hey, Roger.
I'm still defrosting them.
Your legs, I bet your leg.
Oh, more to my legs, girl. I was soaked straight through.
That's why Roxy was upset. She's like, you're not taking my spot out on the driveway. In mine, Gray Meadow, but I made a model for the sim and yeah, the TX is off. So at least I saved juice that way. Nice. My bill stuff should be here next week. Yes. Yes, Tim.
I got back to the mat, the landing mat, and I'm looking at the drone and going, well, it seems dry. So I stuck the same battery back on it. And I punched the throttle and all it did was just fall out of the sky and crash into the driveway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I appreciate it, Red Dog. He's so nice to come in. I want to make sure I was in live chat. AZ Drone Dude, how you doing? I wonder if I have. Yeah, I am so ready for game night tonight. Hey, Corey Mano, are you joining us for game night tonight? Oh my God, I didn't know how to use it though. I don't know how to use it though. That's okay. Just put it on and it's just like liftoff. There's no big difference. We can walk you through it. No worries, Lawrence. No worries. Easy, easy. Oh, mana. This one's for Kim for hot chocolate. I'll make sure he gets it.
I'll tell you something. The Canadian nose warmer would have come in handy because things were frozen.
Uh, yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
man.
I can't wait for tonight. I'm going to tell you something. I know I'm not the best flyer. I know that. I know. But I had so much fun on Sunday. I can't wait. And that Duga, that community one that they made up, like Chernobyl, I was able to follow people, go through the trees, go dive up, I am pretty darn excited.
Yeah, but you like that subway tunnel as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that was fun. Especially at when I was able to be a whoop and go through as a whoop. Yes. Yes. That was fun.
I'd love to see Ed flying
Hmm.
the sim. I think it'd be a blast.
Yeah, he has liftoff. We're gonna need to work out getting him the Velocidrome.
Oh, okay, yes, liftoff.
Wait a second. You guys are playing liftoff now? Nope. We're playing Velocidrome. The Chernobyl one, they made one. It's not about the destination. It's all about the journey. Oh my God, Ed, finally, everything started clicking in the sim, and I was just like, okay, okay. This is so much. Yeah, it was really good. Leaving stream, running, be right back. Okay, Manamana. So it was so much fun. Drone added a Dugga dive too. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Someone made it up, and it's under a community guy put it up.
Plus, you can fly underground.
How do I get the game to download? You click on the link and go in, and you do it like that. Oh my God. Just go right into Team Black Sheep, or you go, okay, hold on. Oh, we got some cats fighting. Okay. So you click on the link and you go in, and then okay. Okay, Corey Mano, I created an account, tried to log in, no luck. Yeah. I don't know that yet. All I know is that okay, Corey Mano, can you tell Lawrence how to do it? Corey Mano is the brains behind the operation. But I think you just go ahead and what happens when you click on the link? Okay, Lawrence, you know what I need to do? Hold on. I'm going to have to bring you in and talk you through it. Hold on. Okay, I got to remember how to bring you. Okay. Kim, what happens when my brain leaves? How do I get it back? It opens a link to, Team Black Sheep. That's where the game is. Okay, I'm sending you a link, Lawrence. And then paste. Okay, hold on, Lawrence. Hold on. Okay. And then Corey Mano, I'm sending you a link too. Now, I know you're always busy on these days, but I think you might be able to explain it better because even Roger, even though I was getting him on Zoom and everything, he explained Zoom better than I do. So I don't know what's up. So I sent you a link, Novice, and Corey Mano, I sent you a link. And if you guys come in, you can tell each other how to do it. There's Lawrence. Hey, Lawrence.
Hello.
So you may want to share your screen. So anyone who hasn't put on Velocidrone yet, so you may want to share your screen.
Who, me?
Yeah. You may want to show your screen.
Oh,
but
wait a minute. I gotta mute your
yeah.
Echo. I'm sorry. The echo's going.
I know, Ed. Don't even laugh. I am like,
You move.
can I come in and crash some tonight?
There's an adult drink in this gray cup, so I have a lot to do.
Kim, you know you can come in and crash some tonight.
Hey, Kim. I hope you don't get angry with me when I call you Puddle Jumper, but I think it's cute.
No. No.
I was like, someone told me, like, I think he's getting mad at you.
No.
I
Cool, dude. It's cool.
because I can't call you Furball Kim anymore because you don't cough up hairballs anymore. At least that's what Roger said.
Oh no, Roger.
Turn down the volume. Oh yeah. I do. I'm using. You know what? Hold on. Let me plug in my Yeti because what it is, the webcam microphone is close to the speaker, and the Yeti is a flexible mic.
I know. And every time I try to get technical, I get myself in trouble. I know it in here. I
Is
just
that
can't get
better?
it out.
Oh yeah.
Is that better on the volume?
It's good on here.
Okay, I know because someone had said I was getting Val is getting technical. Yeah, see. What I did, Val, was I clicked on the link, right? I'll share the
You
screen.
can share, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'll share the screen here. And what I did was if this thing moves out of the way, it comes down when I click on it. This comes up.
Okay.
Okay, now I went to log in and it said,
See where it says one item? Click on that.
yeah. Check out.
Yeah, you don't want to check out because you already have it. So just go.
So close this out. Okay, now my card is empty.
Okay, you have a simulator somewhere in there. Okay, so
Somehow
what I want you to do.
I didn't see anything download, so I was like,
okay, it didn't yet. So go back to Messenger for me.
Here's Messenger. I'm gonna close down that Velocidrone. Hold on a second. Let me just close this. I can't close it down because this window's in the way. Zoom meeting.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay, here. This is what
So
you
go
sent.
ahead
Join our cloud.
That's Zoom.
I
That's
click
Zoom.
on. Oh no, that's.
Don't come back.
We can't do this.
About the game, Val. Oh, okay, Tim.
Oh, here it is.
Okay. So
Zoom cloud. There it is, right here. Team
go ahead and click that.
I click on that, and this comes up. I did enter this information.
Okay, so go ahead and.
I can close that, right?
Yeah. So go ahead and log back in then.
Log in. Okay. On radio. And then it says, okay, there it is. Invalid login, email, or password.
Okay, so for some reason it clicked you out. So go back, go ahead and Velocidrone Simulator, click that out.
Close down Velocidrone?
Yeah. Go ahead and close that down.
Okay, closed.
Okay, now go back in to where it says,
Create name?
No, C equals. Go down, C equals. Yeah, click that.
Yeah.
Click that. Let's try that one more time, okay? Go ahead and do your name, email, redo it.
Redo it, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Corey, I sent you a link if you want to come in and explain all this, but
email says email taken.
Okay, because it is, I guess.
So then that means that definitely you've already validated your licenses. Okay, so
go all the way down.
Okay. This right here.
Hold on. Register and activate your copy of Velocidrone now. See what it says Velocidrone license? Click on that.
Yeah, this here. There's nothing highlighted. In stock. Just says add to cart.
I don't think you have to add to cart.
New Velocidrone account. You will create a new Velocidrone account. It will be linked to your full license. Download it now. There's the free trial button.
You don't want that.
Right.
Okay, so I think when we got out of that one thing, it says rate mode. Go ahead and log in and try to click. Hey, Michael Benny, go ahead back to login.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah, try that again and make sure you hit the right password this time. Oh, he said go into velocidrone.com.
Velocidrone.com. Ah, maybe that's it. Let's try. Sorry for filling up your screen there.
No, you're fine. I didn't know you had to do it that way.
If I hit Velocidrone, here's Velocidrone.com.
Doing that.
No, that's the newsletter. My bad. Always quick to click the button. Here's Velocidrone right here. Free racing simulator. Now,
I'm free.
Velocidrone uses cookies. Yes, you can use cookies on my machine. Download.
Yeah.
Okay. Email to log in.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Give it a
shot. Corey is trying to help us. There is no help for us.
Okay, download full. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Windows. So I can stop sharing or?
Yeah, I don't think it, why is it not doing it now?
It's already done. It's already downloaded. I just need to
launch it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Extract all. Extract.
There you go.
Launcher.
Yep, it's doing it.
Okay. That's simple.
Yeah, but it should take longer to do it, I thought.
No.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Justin.
You're good now. You're good now.
Justin built this machine. She's liquid cooled. My problem is I'm gonna stop sharing. My problem is because Justin built this machine, I need to upgrade because my objective is if the Autel Robotics 8K drone does well, that means they'll come out with their 1-inch 6K. And my objective is to get that 6K drone.
Oh.
So I'm actually in a process of trying to save up money to upgrade my video because when I play 4K at 60 frames per second, 10 to 12 seconds plays and then it hiccups. And then it's 12 a second play and then it hiccups. So I need a better graphics card to be able to handle.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, 4K at 60. But since I'm looking to have footage, the 6K Autel Robotics drone, I won't use the 6K at all because I don't have the processing power. I have to get a new computer. But 4K at 120, I want my graphics card to be able to play. The 4K at 120 it would be incredible to slow down for slow motion video and stuff like that.
Hey Edge, he says, what do you have right now for video card?
Sheesh. I'm almost embarrassed to talk about it. Let me see. Let me go to settings. I'll tell you right
No
now.
more embarrassed than we are to have you as our friend who doesn't have the right one.
Power system notifications. Okay. Display. Click display. Let's see what we have. Oh, I need to go to system. I'm sorry. Give me a second here.
I was blind.
I'm under the influence of alcohol, so it's taking a little longer.
Hey, was blind. I am going to tell you, I have ordered more poop. And so I'll be able to send you some soon.
HD advanced scale settings. Why
Can you
can't
put my card back in my purse?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for the negative, whoever it was.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
I have 16 gigs of RAM. I have an i7 6700K CPU processor, 4 gigahertz speed, and the graphics card. Why can't I find graphics card specs? Let me graphics.
What do I hear? It's like a little ghost, right? With the laugh. Did you hear that? Open the closet, Kim, behind you.
It's a weak graphics card. Trust me. Trust me. It's a weak graphics card. I mean, I can play 4K at 30, no problem.
You hear it?
4K at 60 is the issue. No, I didn't.
They tied them to the ground, and they had all these pins from all over them.
My wife is
Oh,
are you guys familiar with Impractical Jokers?
yes.
Okay, they're from New York here, and they just came out with a movie and stuff. And my wife comes home and watches them ritualistically.
Oh,
They're pretty funny. If you're not familiar with
Those guys
Impractical
look-
Jokers, you need to watch it seriously,
Oh,
especially if you're
God.
having a bad day and want to laugh. Because the theme of the story is they're four guys who've known each other since high school, and to be on the show, they put you in strange situations. Like they'll put you in a McDonald's serving people, and you have an earpiece on, and you have to say what they tell you to say. And if you don't, you get a strike.
Oh,
You get a
okay.
strike, and at the end of the show, if you have three strikes, they all three of them, three of the four, get together and plan your demise.
Oh,
If you
geez.
do not do it, it may be like put on a dress and put on a dress and walk in drag down 42nd Street singing Yankee Doodle Dandy. If you don't do it, it's in a contract that if you do not, you get kicked off of their show.
Oh,
So
I'd be
it's
praying to get kicked off.
yeah. But Google Practical Jokers.
Hmm.
It's very funny. If you want to laugh, seriously, some of their stuff is really funny. They have a regular show that comes on weekly, at least here in New York.
Oh, how did that happen? There we go.
And Val, thank you again.
Oh, don't even worry. No, just you have to come on and play with us then, because
I'm
we
not
are
a
having
racer
a
though.
lot
I'm
of
not a
fun.
racer. I don't know
We're
how
not
to race.
racing. We're most
can-
of us are
I can
freestyling.
freestyle. I could freestyle, but I
Yeah.
can't race. I got my radio right here. I was getting ready to hook up liftoff and fly to Doug a radar station because they just added it to liftoff, and oh my goodness, it's crazy. You can dive for like 300 feet straight down and still not hit the bottom.
Yeah, we've been doing the Duga tower, and
Yeah.
we've been having fun, but most of us freestyle.
That's then
Sorry Mano is an
the
absolute racer.
Velocodrome has the Doug a radio station too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Plus they have whoops there with Velocodrome as well.
It just
Okay.
costs more to do the whoops because we were flying the subway. That was so cool. But I don't race. Geeksvana, how you doing? Hey Geeksvana, I don't think I watched your podcast. I think I forgot to comment on it, but I meant to, but I think I was having such a hard day with Mary. The gal I watched. So it was just really hard. So I didn't have time, but it was really good, that podcast you did. To know that. Destination Chronicles. Whoop 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 whoop. How you doing? Are you still skiing?
Hey Kim, that's your radio?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a new radio? Because I've never seen the radio you've had. So
Yeah,
I just
well, no, I've had it for about a year now.
that's a hot color. I like the orange.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I didn't want to get white because white's dirty.
Are you gonna make what? What are you making fun of
Because I'm a
mine?
guy.
There's so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to touch that thing with gloves. This is why I'm not good with the color white.
Punisher
You see this
line?
shirt right here? You see this Punisher shirt? I can only wear this shirt one day. He'll have
Yeah.
ketchup stains between the teeth, all kinds of stuff all over him. Hot sauce on the skull.
Yeah.
Oh, poor pup. Or is that your cat, Jade? Oh,
All right, I got a lot of stuff running here. Let's see what's. Let me
I
slow
like
down.
the white
some of
radio.
this.
It doesn't get hot in the sun. That's right. Joe Mac Attack. How you doing, Joe Mac?
What's up, Roger?
Geeks Fauna.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Hey, Joe
Yes.
Mack, what's up, man? From Ireland. How are
Yep.
you, mate? I know they don't say mate in Ireland, but that's the closest I can get.
Yeah, you can say mate though. What's
Okay.
up, mate? Hey, mate. My grandson used to say that, drive me crazy.
So now Val, let me understand how with this Velocidrome thing. You start a lobby and you give a lobby name or something to look for,
Hmm.
and then we can join the lobby like that.
So what happens at like 8:45, okay? It'll come up. I start a whole new show, right? And it's called Game Night. And then everyone comes in, and I'll already be in with OBS. And a lot of times Corey comes in with me. And in my box here is going to be Velocidrone.
Right.
So I'll tell everyone, hey, this is the name of the lobby. Come on in and join us. So everyone in the stream comes on. We all, oh, okay, Tim, I'll see you at Game Night. And then I'll go, oh, it's usually pal as a term of expression, not mate. So anyway, I'll give everyone in. We'll go into the multiplayer. And then on my screen, it'll show, and on Corey's screen, it'll show all the different people flying. We can hit the space bar. And so
Okay,
on YouTube, they'll show other people.
similar to liftoff.
Yeah.
Because I can create a lobby. I can create a lobby called Those Guys, and then you search for those guys, and then you join the game.
Yeah. And so in mine, you have to actually go in and put it in because it won't come up in the thing because I do a hidden one. That way, it's only our guys that come in.
Right. Well, in Liftoff, if you know the name to search for, I just title it Those Guys. So it has a search bar, and if you search for groups or rooms, you search for Those Guys, and it'll bring you into that lobby. Then it'll say join or spectate.
Right.
Okay,
right.
it's the same concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
so
well,
then
I'll let you know
everyone-
if provided I can hang out long enough, I will be drinking flying under the influence.
This is the only space in which I think you're allowed to do that. Val, is a chicken inside temp at 210 good?
No, bring it.
That's really
That's
tough.
a little cold. Bring it to about 250 to keep it warm. I think there's a law saying that at least here in the state of New York, if the temperature is not higher than 120 degrees, it can start creating bacteria. So
Right.
even though 210, I would think generally is low, I keep my oven on 250 to keep things warm. That's me personally.
I think he's saying the chicken itself. The chicken itself should be between 160 and 180.
Right. Long as it's higher than that 160,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, you're
lessen the
good.
chance of
Hey, Ian.
botulism and everything else.
Yeah, you don't want to eat a cold. Well,
Yeah, below 160, not cool.
yeah, you want to cook to 160. A little bit above that should be good. Is Rad Girl working tonight? Are you cooking for yourself again, Michael? Because Michael has difficulties cooking even chicken nuggets.
That's scary.
Hey, Ryan.
That's really scary.
It's called Cooking Time with Lawrence. Yes,
Yeah,
it
love
is.
my drones. Add the key word. Can you say salmonella?
Salmon.
Salmonella.
Yeah.
What's up, Indigo? How are you, brother? Cooking Time with Lawrence. Dude, I'm going to tell you something. My mother told me this when I was about 8 or 9 years old. She was in the kitchen cooking dinner one night, and she says, I want you to listen to me well. The reason I have you stand here in the kitchen with me is because when you get older, you either need to do very, very well in school, which I did do, and or become very rich, which I did not do. But she says things you need to know. One is how to cook so you can feed yourself. And the second is to know how to sew. So when you have a hole in your pants, you can repair it if you can't afford to buy a pair. And I remember that as a life's lesson, you know.
Kim darns his socks.
Yeah. You need to know how to repair your clothes.
Your clothes.
The average person today couldn't even thread a needle. But they could type 100 words a minute on their phone.
Yes. Yes, or they can run and text, but they can't sew.
Yeah, yeah.
True enough. True that.
I'm at 67% now. So while I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm gonna try to mess around with it, right?
Yeah. My grand taught me to sew when I was 5. Get the hell out of the
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah.
My life
It's
lesson.
it's a look, Kim. I can't see what that is. Hold on, let me move
It's
this.
yarn.
It's a ball of yarn.
Okay. Are you collecting yarn, Kim?
No, and I'm not crocheting and I'm not knitting.
I just had to ask.
No, just repairing socks,
Okay. Yeah. See,
winter
you know how to
socks.
sew. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yep.
And crash drones.
Well, I was told by a very wise person that I respect in the drone world. If you're not crashing, you're not flying.
Not flying. That's true.
And in fact, where is it? I have it here. I have a
Nice.
No.
Fine. Hey, Ricky.
no.
That's my good night.
Yeah, my wife just said goodnight and slapped me in the back of the head. What the? Why you do that though? Just for the hell of it. See, they're evil, Kim.
Uh-huh.
Kim, they're evil, Kim.
Are you leaving, Roger?
But anyway, I was saying I had a 7-inch source one. I put an R9 module into it. I have converted, not fully, but I finally converted over to Crossfire. And I took it out my first run, and I was doing loops. I could cover this park is 3 soccer fields long and about 2 soccer fields wide. And I'm able to go for any corner I want in the park. And I said, okay, let me practice a new trick. And this is how you know you're flying FPV, because when you get more confident, you start trying more stuff. And when you try more stuff, you crash.
You crashed.
So I know how to do a power loop. I know how to do a yaw spin. So crazy idea. You got Crossfire. Let's go down to the other end of the park and do a power loop. And when I'm upside down, I said, okay, let me do an inverted yaw. And I started spinning around in a yaw. Then all of a sudden the ground said, here I come. And I hit the ground, and my VTX, 2 wires in my VTX snapped off. So I did my first solder job today on my drone. I brought a solder gun, a TS100 with a little micro tip, and I actually soldered the wires back on, and I put my VTX on. I was like, Igor, it lives! It lives! I was in the house by myself, mind you. And my mother-in-law upstairs probably said he's probably drinking or something. You know? But I fixed the VTX, and it's fine. And now, because it's a long distance bird, I have a diversity VTX in it, which is 2 antennas. And I did not know, it says play Velocidrone. I did not know what a diversity antenna for long distance. You have 1 antenna in the back of the drone, and you put an antenna in the front of the drone. And the reason is, if I travel a quarter of the mile down the road, following the road like this, the antenna is facing me, correct? Because it's in the back.
That's right.
But at a quarter mile away, when you turn around, the antenna is being blocked by the battery, the drone, and everything. So Hadley, from famous Hadley's FPV, told me to get an extension, an antenna extension, and put the Immortal T in the front. So this way, when I turn around and I'm facing myself, the antenna will be in front of the bird too, and I will have full signal. So right now, I'm waiting for that antenna extender to come on Thursday, and then I will fully have a long distance bird.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
It is. It is. I mean, if you have a 5-inch and you put a nano Crossfire on it, okay, that's cool and everything, because you usually put it on the front arm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're flying away, you have great signal, and if you turn around, you have great signal, because it only has the Immortal T on it. You know, the little T style antenna on it. Like these here, Hadley, I can't see because this game is in the way. Let me minimize that. These, if you see the 2 antenna, one here and one here,
Yeah.
Great reception, FR Sky, but now I'm ready to put switch it to Crossfire. So more than likely, I'll put the antenna in front here or across one of these arms.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do it. They put it across the arm because flying away, if I put it on this arm here, flying away from me, one of these points of the antenna will still be pointing back at me. This is what I didn't realize there was so much science behind flying racing drones. Fortunately, I did good in science in school. I guess that was a nerd part of me.
That's a good idea though.
But the reason also that Hadley said get diversity is because when you're flying not far, but when you're flying around trees and in a forest, if you turn sideways, you have 2 points of the antenna pointing at you, the one from the rear and the one from the front. You understand? But that's what a diversity receiver. I'm still a major noob. I am a major noob. Was blind from what I can see. If you're flying long distance, you need a diversity antenna, diversity receiver, which has 2 antennas. In fact, hold on a second. Give me a second. The way this guy built this bird, all of the parts I got and I put in. I got motors. Hadley said, get these motors for 7-inch, et cetera, et cetera. You see this L-style antenna here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've had both of these antennas. I had 2 of them, one here and one on this side going back and one pointing up. I've taken that antenna apart because I'm ordering, here's the receiver. I'm ordering an extender, which goes from this receiver and will stretch along the front of the bird inside. And I'll have an Immortal T, wait a minute, across the front here. So this way, when I'm flying away from myself, this antenna down and up will have signal. And when I'm facing myself flying home, I'll have an antenna like this in front of the bird.
Good idea.
You know, so sounds good in theory. And I've seen it work. Have you seen Hadley's famous you've seen Hadley's videos flying up in Sawtooth Mountain? He
Yeah.
flies for 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles across cactus, across the road, and then he goes up over the mountain and behind the mountain and comes back. And he has complete 99% RSSI because the antenna in the front is picking up full signal as he's returning. If he turns this way sideways, you have an antenna here in the front facing you, you have an antenna in the rear facing you. I mean, it sounded like Chinese when he was explaining it, but now I truly understand. So right now, Thursday, the extender will come, and I got an Immortal T. This is a stock antenna. I got an Immortal T antenna, and Justin Drone Evolution is going to print out a TPU piece that will hold my Immortal antenna under the drone like that across the front. So much for geekdom.
Hey,
That's
Sean,
okay. That's okay. Hey, Ed, I sent you a message on Messenger. Can you read it and let me know? Ed! Hey, Sean, I'll be right back. Kim, take control. I'll be right back. Well, not control in a weird way.
Ed says he has no desire to go that far or to walk that far either. Ed, I totally understand, but I come from flying camera drones, okay? And to fly this skyscraper over here, I have to take off and fly this building and then piggyback to that building and then jump to that building just to get to that skyscraper here in New York, okay? Unfortunately, as you can't do it unless you're 107 in New York. I don't know about any place else, but if you're not 107, you can't really apply the 400 by 400 rule, or you're not supposed to, even though I see people doing it.
Edge, what's up?
Not too much. Just hanging out.
Cool, dude. Have you been flying?
I really should have went flying today, but I was working on that bird, so I just didn't
Ah,
even
yeah,
notice
he's
that I walked
doing a
outside.
3D printing of a pretty wicked looking machine.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Nice.
Got a couple of the other pieces put together for it, so
Sweet.
the tail end of it.
Looks like fixed wing.
Yeah,
That's a fixed wing part.
yep. So that's where that channel will go for.
You know, it was someone advised me to stay away from fixed wing because I'd probably get in trouble.
There you go. I think
Oh, that's gonna look good.
so I think it'll turn out pretty nice.
It's gonna be pretty strong with all the rib support in there too as well.
Yeah, all that. So
That's gonna look good.
shouldn't break too easy. Just got the servos and stuff today.
I'm listening to you guys. I'm just starting up this Velocidrone and
Oh, you're
checking it out.
Corey wants to know, Edge, what printer are you using?
good. The Ender 5 Pro.
I think
Let's
so.
see. Ender 3 Pro, excuse me. So it works out pretty good. It's just got a small plate, 9-inch plate. So, but it's big enough to do this stuff with. You just have to do it in pieces. So
Took you what, 6 days so far to build that? What you have?
about 4 days. I still got probably 2 more days left, is what I was saying when I said 6 before. But I did do a little painting on it,
Oh, that's nice.
so that turned out all right.
You're gonna seal the paint?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess spray some sealant on the paint so it doesn't.
Yeah, it's for RC car bodies and stuff. So
Are you guys hearing music?
Yes.
And if so, I apologize.
You're right.
Yeah, Val,
Gotta
we
try
have
it out.
swine flu in here.
I just modded him. Is that okay? Because swine is pig. I was born in the year of the pig. They are a noble breed.
Yeah.
Hey, swine flu, how you doing?
It's doing nothing like that. Let's see.
I read it too.
I got to kind of catch up. Love my drones. I don't want to do a long walk of shame to my FPV quads either. Well, where's the brakes? Did you see my question? Did you see his question?
Lawrence.
When did you send it? Take control of the show. Love my drones, same. Love my drones. I don't want to take a long walk. Love my drones. Can I find? Oh, there we go.
Val, there's a message from Jeff Freestyle FPV
Where?
down in the chat.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'll go get it.
Yeah, Edge FPV, I crashed today.
Uh-oh. Was it bad?
Okay, Val, I'm listening, but I'm going to try this out for the first time.
The drone's
You
fine.
should wait till we do game night because then you're
Just
trapped.
me.
Because only we can let you out of the game.
My drone just took off into the air and will not stop rising. So I think I need to go into settings and make sure it sees in the options and make sure it sees my radio.
Yeah, you gotta calibrate your radio in the settings.
Okay. Quad settings, main settings.
Like assign its switches and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to assign switches and all of that?
Well, I mean,
You mean I
assign
got to
its
work to
throttle and the
fly?
yaw and stuff like that.
Then I have to see what, Carly, let me go check what it is.
Yeah, I crashed way the hell out there in the field in 4 feet of snow.
Oh, so it's soaked. Oh man.
Well, I mean, it's right there. It's ready to go. When I finally made it back, it took me 35 minutes to walk to it,
Oh, I bet. Holy cow.
and it took about 40 minutes to walk back, and everything was all froze and all that. So
Yeah.
I just sort of banged the snow off and stuck the battery back on it and took off.
Oh, let's see.
There you go.
But this battery malfunctioned. It was at 16.9 volts,
Oh,
and like one throttle punch out. By the time I got there, it was down to 13.1,
oh wow.
and the drone just fell out of the sky.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely faulty somewhere.
Dead battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
The battery's toast.
I hate it when that happens. At least your drone's okay and
Oh yeah,
still took off, so
no problem.
yeah.
I stuck
Well, your
the battery
sound-
back on the drone and touched the throttle, and it went up about 5 feet, flipped upside down, and crashed. So I know it's the battery.
Yeah, definitely. It's still walking through the snow like that. It's still.
I was up to here in snow, man,
I'm
on
sure.
crutches. On freaking crutches. You know what it's like? Jamming your crutches
Like
into the
that.
snow and then
Right.
throwing yourself forward and then ripping these crutches out of the snow and then doing it again over and
God.
over and over. I thought it was
You
going
got
to
your
have my
workout
first
today.
Oh. Lawrence, how much does a 7-inch cost to build?
To be honest, hold on 1 second. I need to escape out of this. I'm like in a window somewhere that I could barely hear you guys. Let me quit. What were you saying now?
Venom charger.
Geeks Vanya wants to know how much did it cost for you to do the 7-inch?
Oh, okay. I'm one of those people. My wife taught me this. If you're gonna buy something, you better research it, because if you don't, you could pay $1,000 for something that costs 100.
Right.
So I researched motors, I researched flight controller, I researched frame, I researched VTX, and I researched receivers. At the time, I could not afford to go to Crossfire, so I went to FR Sky. The radio was $100. The drone itself, the frame, I paid $25 for the frame. The receiver, another 50. The flight, the stack, another 50. It was an all-in-one stack. I'd say all together maybe about $150, and I have a $150 to about $175, and I have a very decent 7-inch bird. Now the reason that I got what I got was because, like I said, I couldn't afford Crossfire because their receivers are like $50 and better sometimes. But the Source One frame, from what I found out, is the best frame out there because of the thickness of the arms and the frame itself. It's like a flying tank. You could literally take one in your hand and bust someone across the head and probably knock them out before that frame breaks. Okay. The standard FPV frames are only 4 mil, 3 to 4 mil. You see how thin this is right here? My Source One is 6 mil. Hold on a second. I have to get it off of my work table. Look at the difference in arm thickness.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 6 mil arm. Okay. The stack that I got is a success stack. It was $53, but it's worth it because I didn't have to buy a separate flight controller, and I didn't have to buy a separate ESC power distribution board. All of that came on a stack. The receiver came, the power wire came. All you have to do is just hook up your receivers and everything. I did not put this bird together because at the time I did not have a pair of goggles to put it. So I had a friend put it together. The Run Cam Sparrow, I paid like $20 for. All together, about $150 to $175, and this bird flew on FR Sky. All right. Only thing I did was change out the receiver to Crossfire. This receiver here, I paid a little bit of money for. I think I paid maybe about $60 for it. But here's why. I never plan on going 4 miles, 3 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile. I may go a quarter of a mile, um, 5 to 7, maybe 10 blocks away. And the reason that I got this receiver, diversity receiver, is if you're flying around trees or you see guys flying in buildings, they usually have a diversity receiver. The fact that you can punch through objects with crossfire, and it makes the difference, and that's why I switched over. Seriously, you transmit at 900 megahertz. 900 megahertz is enough to take you 6 miles with the right graphics card and with the right receiver,
Right.
because it doesn't make sense to go 3 miles and your receiver can only go 10 blocks.
Is that the diversity receiver one?
Yeah, this is the crossfire diversity. I was saying earlier, my friend had told me you should have an antenna in the back. When you're flying away from yourself, you have full signal. Okay. And as you turn, if you have an antenna in the front as well as the back, you have a signal coming this way, and you have signal in front of the bird coming back. And when you're facing yourself, you have the signal facing you also.
Gotta have
Yeah,
the
I
right
thought you were talking
GPS.
about video transmitter when you said the diversity part of it. So that
Yeah, but everyone, basically, you should try the CADX camera. Jeff's Freestyle, that run cam Sparrow. Oh, inactivity. That run cam Sparrow, I actually got it a year ago. I was just collecting parts and collecting cameras and motors and stuff. And I said, well, I can't see it to put it together. I'll just give it to my friend and he put everything together for me. Now I am looking towards CADX, and for the simple fact, CADX has a really good 4K camera.
is.
And when I say 4K camera, it has dual cameras. One is FPV. The top camera is your DVR, and it records 4K at 30 frames per second. And they have CADX that record at 1080p also.
Right.
So I'm like really. Oh yeah, that makes 100% Lawrence as well. See, I don't fly any bandos or anything like that, or to get ground patches off of trees. But see, the RXMR, you would get crossfire. Exactly. I started out with crossfire because economically that's what I could afford. Okay. $15 receiver, $60 receiver.
Right.
There's a big freaking difference.
Oh yeah.
I don't work full time. I only have a part-time job. I'm on disability. So when I get my money, I have to budget my money. And my part-time job is how I support my habit.
Comparison is expensive.
You know,
Would be
but
ratchet.
it and I understand this. I used to say, how could a guy pay $100,000 for a Porsche? And I understand it now, because the a Porsche Carrera can do 210, 230, 240, right? 230, 240 miles per hour, right? You may never take that car to 240 miles per hour, but goddamn, it'll feel good if you have to.
Yeah.
You know,
you can
so
still do it.
it's
So.
the same thing. If by getting this diversity antenna, as opposed to the regular nano single antenna, the fact that I live in New York City amongst buildings and trees and metal, you have to be able to punch, even if you're flying in a local park, because of the Wi-Fi interference from around the park, you need strong signal. And then if you're flying between trees and obstacles and concrete, you want to know that if your drone goes down or flips over, you can flip it over from behind a building 2 blocks away, as opposed to walking over there and getting it. You understand what I'm saying? So it kind of makes a little sense afterwards. You know, it took me a while to figure all that out. I didn't have the help, you know, to understand. I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own, but I have Hadley. There's a guy here named Jay Rivera. There's another guy here in New York named Gino. They've been helping me out FPV wise, technologically wise, you know, through using technology. The guy built his bird for free. All I did was give him the parts. You know, he set it up for FR Sky, and I loved the hell out of it. I flew FR Sky, and then I started saving up for Crossfire. Now I have Crossfire, and I found out the guy that put it together, his soldering wasn't as good, but he did his best. And when I had my first crash with this using Crossfire, the signal wire and the TX wire came apart. And today, this is my first successful rewire job. I have my VTX back. I'm ready to go, ready to rip again.
Nice.
What is that, Kim?
Crossfire module.
Ah,
The back of the TX.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Take your time, like I did. You know what I did? I had the Crossfire module and antenna for about 3 weeks before I could afford to buy the freaking receiver, which was $60.
right.
You can spend 30, 25, $35 on the nano receivers. Okay, see? It's right there. There you go. You just take your time and you slowly get what you can get and do what you can do. What are you thanking me for, Geeksvana? I appreciate it. You're very welcome.
He said, so in comparison, the DJI FPV is expensive. Would be afraid to crash it. Yeah.
Let me explain something.
I'm not using Crossfire. I'm just using my regular stuff, but I'm not going to be flying distance.
To be honest, and I'm gonna be honest about this.
Okay.
9 out of 10 of you guys would be perfectly fine with FR Sky with an RXSR receiver or an XM Plus.
Yep.
Okay. Because you don't plan on flying outside of your park. You don't plan on going across the water. You don't plan on going behind a building and buzzing the winos in the corner, you know?
No, and the fact is I'm going to be flying there's a park here I can fly at, and there's space in the fields and the covered bridges and stuff over where Kim is, which I'll be flying this summer. And so I'm not going to be really flying distance because I don't think at this point in my
you gotta get the experience close. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Because when you start flying distance, you have to add a GPS to your bird and things like that.
Oh,
Immortal T.
Nice.
I'm getting an extended Immortal T on Thursday. You see how long your wire is? You see how long your wire is going to the receiver?
Yeah.
The extended version is about maybe 2 to 3 inches. Yeah.
It's like double that.
Yeah.
Way down here.
What are you showing us, Kim? Your bird.
His wing.
Yeah.
Now
it matches his shirt. He could duct tape it to the back of his shirt.
His back and jumps off the roof occasionally.
No, don't give him any ideas.
It's been really fascinating.
It costs $6.
John Coopy says he's flown 3,000 feet on XM Plus and XSR, and it's a huge wide open space. Now, see, John Coopy, this is why I said 9 out of 10 of you guys, if you don't have to go Crossfire, you don't have to. I see people get great distance with FR Sky. The problem is where I live here in New York City.
You can't do it.
It's hard. Like I come from flying camera drones. Okay, so I know in order to stay out of the Wi-Fi bubble amongst houses and buildings, you need to be at least 200 to 250 feet to be out of that Wi-Fi bubble. But when you're flying FPV, you're down in that bubble. Unless you're in a park, and even the parks have Wi-Fi now here in the city. So it's you need that redundant signal. You need that stronger signal. You need that stronger power. Right now with Crossfire, I can fly from one end of the field to the other and land in the grass and take off anytime I want. I can't do that with XM Plus. As soon as I land on the ground, it's as if I lost full signal. I mean, it's as if I lost full signal. But we're talking 3 soccer fields away.
Yeah, Rigger's saying that, he lives in a radio-free environment, so he can go 1 kilometer on FlySky, but
exactly
in Vancouver, he needs Crossfire, and that makes sense. No, okay, because no park is complete with basting it in Wi-Fi.
You need to come here. Yeah, swine. Hey, what's up, swine flu, FPV? You need to come here to New York because if you want to know if your system is set up right, try to come to New York and fly in the local parks.
There's so
As
much
soon as you hit
better.
the exterior of the parks, you enter that Wi-Fi bubble of the houses.
Mhm.
So you figure for every one apartment, and here's the science behind it, for every house, there's a 250-foot bubble underground, around, and above ground around that house. Now you have 20 of these houses lined up on the block. That's one long UFO bubble. That's one long Wi-Fi bubble, going the length of those houses.
Mhm.
So once I finally found out that I needed to go crossfire, because Ed, Love My Drones, was saying, I could go further than that. How come you can't go so far? It's because the Wi-Fi, the cell phone towers, there's a bunch of stuff.
You're in the city. You
Yeah,
just
you
can't
got
do it.
I'm out in what they
4
call
by 20
semi-suburbs. They're not real suburbs because they still have some projects around, but I'm away from the city and the Wi-Fi signal is rough here. So
You
flying
know,
in
and I
Manhattan is
gotta
even
say,
crazier.
Lawrence, when you look at places, hey Steve, when you look at places like where we are, where I'm at in Idaho,
Hmm.
right? When you say you're out in the kind of suburb, no, you're in the city. Your stuff still looks like the city to us.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right about that because
Yeah,
if I go, hold on a second, I'm gonna go to my pictures. And
because you have to come to Idaho to get what this means
I'm gonna
here.
show you my neighborhood at night. Let me just pull
There you
something
go.
up
Is on
really
5.8.
quick,
Doesn't
just to
matter.
show you. And
Or on
in
5.8.
my
Yep.
town, we just passed 112,000 residents in my town. Okay, okay. Here's each 60th Street. Let me see what I could find here.
Yeah, I have the same
All right,
address.
yeah. Here's a perfect picture. Let me just go back to. Do you mind if I share, Val?
Oh, no, go ahead.
This is considered a small town, okay? And this is where I live. This is not far from where you see all these houses and
Wow.
stuff. And this is only at about 250, 300 feet. This place here is where I live. Now,
Uh,
hold on.
you're right
Let
on
me
the
see.
water.
Huh?
Gee, you're right on the water.
Yeah, I live 4 blocks from the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would be so happy.
You say that now. Your behind should be here in the winter.
Ah, no, I like it here in the winter. We have had hardly any winter this year.
Yeah, rub it in.
Darn lucky.
Eventually,
The
at some
people
time and
still
point,
have
I'm gonna
right.
have to have you, Val, or somebody have me set up my radio in Velocidrone.
Yeah. But is it not,
I tried it. It went to full screen, and I couldn't hear you guys over the music, so I had just cut it off a
so
while.
one thing you have to know about Velocidrone is you have to turn on your radio and then you plug your radio into the computer and then you launch Velocidrone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Like in liftoff, you can plug it in before or after it's started. It doesn't matter. So now you gotta have your radio on. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And
So
when you plugged it
that
in,
should
it
help.
came up with that.
But distorted FPV, that's not a city. That's just the town I live in.
Yeah.
That's 100 and something. Now, as far as Wi-Fi signal, I mean, flying the city is let me give you an example.
Yeah, John, they do get mobbed in the summer, but I usually go in the summer to Bethany Beach. I love it. It's so much fun. Jumping in and out of waves, and there are no sharks at Bethany Beach because it's a family beach.
I'm actually looking at my photo album. I'm trying to give you a picture of.
Oh, they updated it doesn't matter before or after for Velocidrone. Okay, I was wrong. Never mind.
Large icons. Okay. I have a picture here. This picture is taken in Brooklyn, Val. Okay, this is in Brooklyn where Ray works, Coolbick. Okay, and this is looking towards Manhattan. And just look at all of the people and buildings between where I was flying and there.
Oh, wow.
This is Manhattan in the background here. That's an entire different island. This is Brooklyn, IKEA Park. This one building right here has about 200 apartments, just in that one building right there. This skyscraper here, they just put this one up and just finished it. That skyscraper is 85 stories high, something like that, which means it's about, you figure 10, every 10 feet is a floor. So 85 stories, that's close to about 850 feet high. Not to mention the Freedom Tower and all of that stuff. So there's always some kind of Wi-Fi interference or something. You can't get away from it. There's just a lot of freaking people with cell phones and Wi-Fi and security cameras and
automated systems and the
thanks, Sean. Look at the gaps around that, but it doesn't matter because all the bubbles, the Wi-Fi bubbles and everything, they
it's all over it.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Joe Max says Corey Mantle is the man to help you set up your controller if you need it.
Thank you, Mac. I will definitely get in contact with him.
Also, love my drones. Corey Mantle could probably help you with that. He went to go in and it said he already had it. Had already that email was already in use. And so if it says that, go ahead and go in with your email, put your password in on Velocidrone, not on Team Black Sheep, and go down and see if it lets you download the whole version, because it should be then the whole version on Velocidrone you have the license for. So
okay,
because that's just what we did with we just did that with Lawrence tonight, so you get the whole thing down there.
Hey, Edge, that cost $6 to build that wing.
Really? Right. Just foam and tape, basically.
Yeah, it's just that packing tape and foam board.
Oh, wow. I have the perfect picture to show you guys how crowded it is here in New York. You guys have seen pictures of Manhattan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Manhattan has gotten so big that the outer boroughs outside of Manhattan have started building their own little mini Manhattans. This was when I had my Phantom. This was when I had my Phantom 4 standard. Okay, the first time I ever flew a skyscraper, I was so amped and so hyped on adrenaline. When I went home, I passed out because of this flight here. Yeah. Seriously, if you see this view, all of these buildings are mirrored buildings. And the reason they put mirrored glass is because it reflects the sunlight. But for DJI drones, it's havoc. The sensors can't pick up the building.
Right.
But if you look up here, this is all Manhattan across the top. Mm-hmm. It's all Manhattan. And most of those buildings there are taller than 20 stories. So you figure Manhattan at any given time, 6 million people a day commute to this one island to work and do whatever they have to do or commute through. And then you have them building these skyscrapers and stuff outside because Manhattan's too freaking crowded.
Wow. That's too congested for me.
Rager just said he sees a tree.
A tree?
Yeah,
hey, Johnson iBase. Rager.
Yeah, they do have a few trees around. It's hard to find them, but they do have trees. By law, they have to have trees on most of the city blocks now.
Really?
The tree may be choking from pollution, but they still have them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I was over there back in '89, and yeah, it definitely was not that big.
Yeah, yeah, because it's constantly growing.
It's
There's one
grown
building
a lot.
that's straight up. We call it the Ronzoni box because it looks like a box of Ronzoni spaghetti, and it's the only one there by itself. Now others are going up around it,
Yeah.
and they just this contractor, they just took him to court because he violated building code. He found a loophole in the building code. He got permission to build the building 60 stories. And
Oh,
because of the lot and property that they were on, he found a loophole that allowed him to make the building 85 stories. So the judge went and said, oh no, that loophole is crap. You have to take 20 stories off that building.
Oh,
And they
jeez.
were almost finished with the building.
Oh, wow.
So now
oh,
they got to go back in and take 20 stories down and then cap off the building.
Wow.
oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's freaking crazy over here.
Just take a
Well,
cutting
if
board,
they
just
could
let
just
it go.
undo it and set it somewhere else, you have a nice 20-story building.
They're not. They're not. My nephew knows a couple that not just, but the couple is no longer together. They're both seeing different people, but they have to live together. You know why? Because the rent's $3,000 for a one-bedroom
Yeah,
apartment.
Oh,
it's
One
ridiculous
bedroom.
there.
You have a small living room, a small kitchen section, a little kitchenette. That you can. The stove
right.
is here, the refrigerator's there, the sink
Right.
is here. Okay, and they're paying $3,000 for it, and they cannot separate because they're in a 3-year lease.
Oh,
So
wow.
the guy is seeing somebody, the girl is seeing somebody, and they both come home and growl at each other and argue and fight, and then go to work and stuff. But they can't get out of that lease because
Wow.
they're
Oh,
bound in,
Yeah.
oh
and
my
they're paying
God.
$3,000 a month.
Yeah. When I was living in Seattle, it was about the same way. A studio apartment, just a studio. It didn't even have a bedroom to it. Was about $1,200 in the city.
One room.
Oh,
And
Ah, you,
it
you know
wasn't
what a
even a room.
studio?
It was just a studio.
Yeah, you
I'll
can
stay
get a
in
studio
Idaho.
here in New York for about $1,500 to $2,000
Yeah.
for one room.
Right.
One room. You open a door here, your bathroom's in there.
Yep.
Your kitchen is in the corner right here. You
Yep.
know, yeah, I know the studio apartments are,
It's ridiculous.
Hmm.
but people pay for it, and as long as people keep paying for it, they'll keep building it.
Well, they're
Oh, yeah.
starting
150 acres.
our place is way too high right now. Our rents and are going up here to the point it's cheaper for me to stay in my home that I have a mortgage on than to think I would leave and even find a one bed.
Right, right. But I'm not going to ask you your mortgage, but how much does a 2-bedroom apartment for rent cost in Idaho?
Well, in
What,
Boise
650?
right now, it's over $1,200, probably 1,500.
For a 2-bedroom, people
Yeah.
would be moving to Idaho if they knew that.
Right.
Seriously, because here for 1,200, you can get an SRO. You know what an SRO is? It's a single room occupancy in a house that has each room converted to a bedroom.
Oh,
Your
wow.
bathroom's in the hallway, and there's a main cooking area.
Yeah.
So for $1,000 to $1,200, that's what you would get. The
Yeah.
problem with that is most SROs are filled with druggies and people can't pay their rent on time anyway.
Right.
You know, so
But
it's pretty
Yeah, I don't
sad.
like sharing a bathroom. I'm picky about that stuff.
but you do it.
Especially with my best friends, my 4 other roomies. That would be hard.
Yep. But you do have to remember here too, in Idaho, the wages are a lot lower than they would be in New York for the same
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, the cost of living is a lot lower, but if you balance it out, it's
Yeah.
still expensive.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
still
and
expensive. The only the
right.
advantage to living in New York is and places like California is whatever your pay scale is for a job, you can carry that to another state.
Right.
So if I'm making $15 right now, minimum wage here in New York is $15 an hour. Minimum wage down south is 10 to 12 to $13 an hour. But as a teacher, starting out at $15 an hour. If I went to Virginia, they would have to hire me at $15 an hour or more, because I'm coming from that lifestyle. You know, it's kind of ass backwards, but that's how they do things.
Well, right now we're getting priced out. A lot of people having to move out of Boise because they just cannot afford to stay within Boise city limits. So they're having to move out. And I think it's a shame, but I can't afford to sell my house and move into an apartment.
Yeah, but you know what they're doing
Very
here in New York?
expensive for me.
And it's very, very slick. They're coming to, say I come to your house, Val. Do you have houses on your block? About how many houses you have on your block? Just off the top of your head.
25 maybe.
Okay. What they do is they come to, they go to the house on the corner of all the corners, the four corners, and they go to the guy. The house is worth 750,000, 800,000. They'll offer him $2 million.
Huh.
Now, knowing that you're gonna say, what? $2 million for my house? Hell yeah, I'm out of here. Knowing you're gonna go to your neighbor and say, someone came to me and offered me $2 million for my house on the corner. Now, what they do is they go to the neighbor on the outside of this house and then on the outside of this house on the corner. And they say, well, we can't give you 2 million because he lives on a corner. So he has more traffic going through that corner. So we had to pay him more. We will give you $1 million. So the person says, well, hell, my house is 750,000 as is, soaking wet. Hell yeah, I'll take $1 million, right? And then what they do is they take those two houses, and after the people move out, they level it. And they
Right.
put up a 6-story building, and they call it a condo. And then to move into this building, you have to pay $30,000 a year.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now you have a 6 to 8-story building with 25 to 30 apartments, and everyone's paying $30,000 a year. They get that 2 million back rather quickly, don't they? They
Mhm.
get that 1.5 million back that they paid, or that 1 million back that they paid for the house next door. And then that's what they're doing here in New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rigor
See,
mortis put a
and I
link to
think
something called.
we're coded where they can't do that in my subdivision.
Yeah.
So we have subdivisions and they have zoning laws.
Vancouver I'm looking at this link. Vancouver and Toronto are doing exactly what New York is doing.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is when my mother and my family, well, I was the firstborn, we moved in, and her husband, we moved into a project that was dominantly Jewish. Okay. We were the first Black family in this building, on this block, in this neighborhood. And my first babysitter was Jewish. To make a long story short, the apartment that my mother's living in right now, they just raised her rent to $1,100. Before that, she was only paying 800 and change. Now the same exact apartment, no modifications, okay, maybe new appliances, they're getting 2,500 for a 2-bedroom.
Hell. That's a
So
hell
of course, they want my mother out because she's paying 1,100, and they can get 2,500 to 3,000 for a 2-bedroom.
Wow.
You know, and this is what they're doing here in New York. Pretty much, if you don't own it, you got to go. They're trying to make New York State to the point where if you can't afford to live here, you need to go somewhere else.
Wow.
I mean, the subway, one fare is $2.75 one way.
Hmm.
Now they have a weekly Metro card that you can buy. You know, it's supposed to be a discount. It's not that much of a discount.
Like what, 15
How
cents?
much is a weekly Metro card? Hold on. Okay, here it is. You want to hear some statistics? To pay for the subway one way going, we're not talking coming back, is $2.75, right? Now, if you get a 30-day Metro card, hold on. No, a weekly Metro card is $32 to $33 roughly. If you get a monthly Metro card, it's $121
Huh.
to travel for the month for 31 days.
Wow.
Okay.
How much?
$121 to $127.
Cheaper than a car.
Yeah, cheap at the car at the expense of smelling homeless people, being bunched up like this and not getting a seat when you go home, as opposed to a car. You do the math. Now, is it worth it? I don't know. I honestly can't tell you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would drive there too. I took the subway when I was there. No.
Well, see, I don't drive
Yeah.
because I suffer from severe road rage mania. When I was driving with my wife one time and she had a Ford Escort. It's the hatchback, a two-door hatchback, sort of Honda Civic style car. Okay, and this guy had cut her off and she passed him and was like, "You ass," and he pulled in front of her. Now, because we were in a little car, it's 3-lane highway. Everyone's doing 50, 60 miles per hour. He pulls in front of her and comes to a complete stop. So she has to stop in the middle of the highway and gets out of the car. Now, unbeknownst to him, I'm 6'3". So to see a guy 6'3" get out of this little tiny car, he kind of hesitated and was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, what did I get into?" And I stood there and stared at him. And so what you want to do? Cars are going by 50, 60 miles an hour on the outside lanes. We're in the middle of the highway about to fight. And I'm like, you know what? I can't drive in New York no more. I can't. It's too freaking crazy here.
Yeah.
Well, when I've been back in DC, I take the metro.
John Cooper, you're right. MetroCard discount is basically crap.
But I just pay and then go on the metro. But because they have in DC now, they have the metro coming almost all the way out to where I used to live when I was a kid. It comes out to the Shady Grove area. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, but they're
But
getting
I don't know
ready
if I'd want to go in the middle of the night on that thing.
But Val, they're getting ready to start a it's not a busy day tax, it's a midday tax where if you come across the bridge during regular times, if you don't have Easy Pass is supposed to be a discount. So if the bridge is $6, they charge you $4 and change, right? Now, if you come into Manhattan Island between 10 a.m.
Props off.
and 3 p.m. with a car, those same bridges that are $6, they want to raise to almost $12. And this is to
That
deter
doesn't
you.
surprise me.
That's to deter you from driving into the city. But what about the people that have to drive trucks and cars for a living? That kind of puts a hurt on them.
Props off. That's so nice. Thank you. So yeah, let me tell you what they were doing in Maryland is that Easy Pass. You get to go on special roads, and if you don't have the Easy Pass, you can't go on them because they try to go on these roads. But you get to where you're going so much faster. And I was in my sister's car with her Easy Pass, and I just thought, oh well, oops.
Well, they have tollless. Well, right now in New York, they have tollless bridges now. So you go by, it takes a picture of your car, the front of your car, the back of your car, and another camera zooms in on your license plate in the front and in your back. So you can't deny it's not your car. So if it's an out-of-state car where most people put their plate on the back and leave the front empty or put a designer plate on, so it catches both angles. But they send you the bill every month. Now, what's messed up about this is if you don't have Easy Pass deducts it, automatically from.
Yeah, they just take it right off.
Right, they take it right off the card. But if you're crossing back and forth between bridges 10, 15 times, hell, the Verrazano Bridge is $18. Other bridges are $4 and change, $6 and change. That adds up. And you get a bill at the end of the month for a couple of $100 for all the tolls that you freaking drove through.
That's ridiculous.
I-95 over the Delaware River. I just take the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. That's the one I always end up paying for when I'm heading out to the beach.
I-95, you can drive that straight from New York all the way down to Florida. You can drive 95 straight down. And if you do it during a certain time, you can actually do it in 23 to about 26 hours. But that's nonstop. That's only stopping for, what are you doing, Kim?
Well, I'm just showing Ed the wire.
Oh, I thought he was like, this conversation makes me want to
hang
hang myself.
himself. That makes me want to build a bridge and charge people to use it. Oh yeah, and they come up with all kinds of ways to charge you on the roads back east now.
They have toll roads as well too, not just bridges.
What happened?
Yeah, they have toll
They have
roads.
toll roads
back
as
east.
well.
There's toll roads and it's toll bridges, and now you can't avoid it because
And
you don't have to stop anymore, because you just drive straight through at 30, 40 miles per hour, and it takes a picture of the car, the front, the back, the front plate and the back plate. So it has two camera system, and one actually uses a laser to zoom in on your license plate. So guys think that they can rev up to like 80 miles per hour, run through.
you can't.
Nope. There's
If
no
we
way.
don't collect no tolls, then we don't eat no rolls. I just started.
Just to have a servo on your license plate for a cover that comes down.
Stop. They caught a trucker that had over $20,000 in bridge fees.
Wow.
And what he was doing was he rigged a wire in the front of the truck, that it was a cable, that when he pulled it, a fake plate came up. And then when he got through the toll, he would release it. And they were like, this truck keeps coming through here, this cab, because he does deliveries. This particular cab keeps coming through here, and we're not collecting any money on him because the plate don't exist. So they started watching his pattern. Says he comes through here 3 times a week. We're gonna lay for him, and when he comes through, we're gonna have the computers notify them in the toll office, and they're gonna send a car after him. He had over $20,000 in freaking tolls, man.
Wow.
They took his truck.
Yeah.
They took him.
Wow.
I never heard about him again.
Yeah.
Well, I know that toll roads in Maryland, they're not over bridges. And
But they showed,
you have
yeah,
to have
that's true. But they showed this guy, they showed a cop in a truck, and they said, this is how he beat us. And they had a camera out front, and the cop said he pulled this wire, and then they showed a plate, and a fake plate would flip up. And as long as he held the wire, the fake plate was there, and the cameras would take pictures, and he would drive around the city with these fake plates and everything, and they would be thinking that they're ticketing someone, and they weren't. His mistake is, you can change the plate, but you can't change the truck.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, we're lagging about 12 seconds.
Yeah, see, $18,000 on the Tacony-Mora Bridge. It is done. They have a spray that they just stopped selling. It's a clear spray that you can spray on your license plate, and it's a clear acrylic. Now, what it does is, this acrylic has little metallic flakes in it. So when you look at it directly, you cannot see. You can see the license plate clearly. But when the camera flashes the light, it whites out the plate. It literally whites the plate out. So all they have are pictures of this perfectly white license plate. They were selling it in auto parts stores. They stopped selling it here in New York. But people were buying it like crazy, spraying their cars with it. Now, the traffic light, they have the traffic light cameras. You go by speeding or whatever. They are starting to get abused. People are hitting them with sticks, poles, bats. They're breaking into the box on the bottom and snipping wires. They're doing all kinds of stuff to stop these cameras.
Well, they have the cameras in Maryland, but what they have to do in Maryland is they have to warn you that they're going to be the cameras. They have to say, this area is surveilled by cameras. If they don't warn you, it's considered entrapment.
Well, you heard of Waze, right? You familiar with Waze? W-A-Z-E?
Yep.
Waze is an app, a free app you can buy. And by law, this app can tell you where every stoplight camera, police car, pothole, and or construction site is. It's designed specifically to tell you where traffic cameras are, where police cars are sitting. If you, it's called Waze. It's WAZE. Google owns it.
Centroid and I used it when we were in Canada.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, that's a cop car.
Right. It'll tell you a coming traffic light camera coming up, police car coming up, and it shows you what side of the road. You can mark potholes and stuff. It's a great app. It's
If
a great
debris
app.
is
And
in the road, it tells you
they
everything.
tried to pass a law to stop this app from working, and because the right to know law for us civilians,
Yep.
they didn't shut it down. But
Yep,
here
they
in New
shut
York,
it
if you don't use Waze, yes, see, John Coopy knows the Waze app is crazy because
I
no
love
matter
it.
where you go in the United States, it will tell you there's a traffic cop, like a traffic cop sitting behind the house. It'll show him on the side of the road
Yep.
right there. Because the police have to identify themselves, and like you said, they have to tell you where these cameras are.
So guys, we've been on. And game night's supposed to start in 4 minutes, but as you can see, I'm not set up yet. So what I'm going to do is we're going to end the show now, and then we're going to go back on as game night. If you give me till 8:50,
I will try and configure this radio. I might have to miss tonight because I have to get up at 5 in the morning, but I'm going to try and configure the radio and come in and join with you guys really quick.
Yes, and as soon as I can get it up, we'll be going up. Edge, if you want to come on and join us again, you can.
I still have to buy it.
Oh, but you can come and just join the chat if you want. Come on the panel if you want.
All right.
Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodnight really quick, and I'm going to go on, and just give me at least 5 minutes, and I'll be back on under game night and come back in. Okay, guys, I love you. I'll see you really quick.